As usual, by the time I bust out the camera, it's a bit late in the day. As slightly less usual, I slept a lot. Look at all the ice down there. So I'm not super awake, but I wanted to do a little bit of a closer look at what I got here. I don't know, any big purchase and big lifestyle change is a huge decision for me. And I kind of sit around going, did I make the right decision for a while? You're about to see I'm not very technologically savvy, so I just taped paper there. And you're also about to see the one problem that came up during the purchase. This is actually kind of funny. The childhood mechanic guy, yeah, I did end up going with him. Oh, I didn't bring the keys out. I may have to put you on hold for a second there. There go neighbors that I haven't met yet. Okay. No hello from them again, as becoming usual. Yeah, so childhood mechanic couldn't figure out how the door worked and thought that this button was supposed to do it. Did not realize that this is a 2005, so he didn't think it would have keyless entry, so he didn't realize that that's what these buttons are. And so I gave it its first try at opening it, knowing that there is a squeeze button right here. Right up in there. And yeah, this is a 2005, and it's a nice looking one. It needs a bath, but I didn't want to put it into a car wash with, you know, needing to tape it back on. So I ordered this part by itself as an improved design is only 74 bucks, and he couldn't figure out how it opens, and it took me one YouTube search and a peek through the window to discover that well, there's a little white thing right there that's not plugged in. He pulled the panel off for me because I was nervous I'd bust those little clips and not have them. So those bright green things on the panel are clips, and that's what's on the floor here. And then there's this little not plugged in white thing, and its receptacle is dangling. So that's why the hatch didn't open up. But I tried to pull it, and I discovered a design flaw while we were still talking about my purchase of it. And the design flaw is that this is only held on by weak plastic that's, you know, now 15 years old. So snap, off it came. It's yeah, so it's held on there, but like just a little bit. And this coming Friday the replacement part will come, and it's just like 2 or 3 nuts fished up in there and attached, so it's not that big a deal. The keyless entry has a fob, and the fob goes right in a hole. Let me let you watch the sunrise for a while and go get the stupid key. Should have done that. I'll put you on top of the wood pile, okay? Here, enjoy some wood chips. I'll be right back. Hello. Okay, I'm back. That was fun. I slid down the hill. Alright, the hill of wood chips. So it came from a state that had a front panel, the key, doesn't work because it needs a battery. So it requires that for now. Really cool to me that you have to unlock it twice for all of the doors to unlock. It came with camo foot tray thingies, which is kind of funny to me. Don't know what that button would have been. I'm gonna have to look that up online. Just kind of goes in there and comes back out. It catches on by these. And with the key out, pushing this same thing and pulling up on this side accesses the battery. It's 3032 flat cell battery, and they're on the way too. I think they're, well, to be honest, I don't know when those ones are coming. Oh, I only unlocked the one door. We'll be able to look a little better now. That's window lock and unlock. I don't know. That's what I did yesterday. Uncle Rob sent me home with some of these bags, which will be very useful. I'm very amused because the way that the childhood mechanic, instead of figuring out that there was a white item unplugged back there, that's the trunk release. So I'm gonna have to untie that piece of wire eventually. But it needs to have something pushed from the inside and prop it a little bit if it's not a two-person lift. And I don't think I can do it. So what I need to do is crawl back in here and clip that together. I do want to see if it's gonna work. We're climbing into the car. YouTube says that this being plugged in is what connects the exterior, and I want to try. I'm not sure. Is that plugged in? Yeah, that's plugged in. Is anything else unplugged? Doesn't look like anything else is unplugged, but the keyless entry does require there to be a battery. There are both of the nuts that snapped off when I pulled it, and this is the cover panel, so it's not missing. It's right there. Sorry. Probably should have pointed that at myself while I crawled back out. Let's see, moment of truth. Nothing. Well, it's already sort of released. No. Okay, well, I guess we'll find out. I'll be able to pull harder once I have that thing, but the trunk opening system is unpleasant. So the car was $3,500, and I remain debt-free in my life. I think the one thing I'll end up having to not be debt-free for is the fact that the roof is coming up on the house. The gas mileage isn't quite as good as I thought. I got confused with the different years, and I thought it was a lot better. It's like 52 miles per gallon. That compared to an all-electric, you know, probably would have been a better calculation to run how much gas versus very likely to be able to get free electric on the all-electric vehicle at least half the time. Oh, look, it's doing the reflection on the river thing. That's nice. I like that. So yeah, I'm not super convinced I needed a car, and I'm still kind of intimidated by the fact that I did get myself one. But hopefully I'll feel more comfortable about it soon. Big purchases are always kind of destabilizing for me. They freak me out. Yeah, that's a thing. So, do you want to watch the sunset again? I could include that. It looks like it's going to be a pretty one with the creek and with the river and everything being there. I wonder if it'll still catch if I put you down on one of the surfaces. Yeah, that shows everything. There we go. That way it's not including part of the log in the picture. Yeah, let's give you some of the time-lapsey stuff too. And I don't know, I hope that was interesting or something, but that's what's been kind of freaking me out the past few days, is I actually made the leap. I ended up setting up to get the Carvana car, getting a message from this childhood mechanic who apparently has political beliefs I don't believe in, and I came out to him as a response to that. He messaged me back, was being real nice, even though he now knows that I'm trans and gay, and said, you know, I can come down and get you, all of that. And so it was a half day off work, but it was the same amount of convenience as having Carvana bring it versus him coming and getting me. Plus, despite his political beliefs, he already had COVID in October, so recent enough that he's still immune. So that prolonged exposure wasn't, you know, he doesn't still have it. He is immune. All of that his doctors have confirmed. So it wasn't an increased exposure risk, except for he hadn't gotten a new key. I didn't know that, so we ended up at a like a key cutting kiosk in a store, and of course there was one person at the notary and she wore a mask, so that was about as good as you can get for walking into a place. Not too close to the city, way out from where my grandparents are from, 45 minutes up this river. Highway speed, 45 minutes. So, yeah, that's what I did. Seems to be in really good condition, except for brittle plastic and whatever the heck is going on with that lift gate. Yeah, maybe just a fuse. He was trying to push the wrong button, so he thought that the trunk was just totally broken, but he was trying to use the keyless entry with no battery. So, yeah, I guess we'll see what's next with that, and I'll probably share with you my fix on it. I do definitely use a trunk, though. He was like, oh, you don't need to use your trunk. I'm like, are you effing kidding me? Like, oh, I definitely use a trunk, dumbass. Yeah, so, but he was really nice. We actually had a good afternoon of it, and then I went and got to see my Uncle Rob, who I don't see too often. He's the one who gave me the Black Lives Matter sign, and he also lives on what looks like a junkyard from the road. So, I call him my mountain man uncle. He's quite a mix of things. Do you hear how loud them crowing? Yeah, I'm gonna cull a couple more roosters and get Pearly Butt up into the top, get the brown ones into the freezer. That's something I'm also planning on doing tonight. I am not gonna share that with you, because I think my audience probably doesn't want to see it. But if I'm wrong about that, please say so. All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna switch you over to fast mode and you watch the sun go down. Cool. Thanks for visiting the cliffside. This is Permaculture.